rebounding, especially with guys hurt, guys playing hurt? Is that the grit you've been talking about?
Yeah, we talked about it. Look, Mississippi State, what they've done in this winning streak and what they've done to good teams, they have absolutely dominated offensive rebounds, out-hustle, being tougher, turning people over. We had one guy go 1 for 13, and we won the game. He went 1 for 13. I thought it was 1 for 11, and the coaches, no, he was 1 for 13. But he had 11 assists, and he defended, and the biggest rebounds Kaysen came up with. Oscar is beginning to be himself, not quite there yet, but Chris, and I got to give Tyler credit because he said, look, they got a small man on Chris, post him up. And then you saw what we did. We went 4 or 5 straight times to post him up. And it's stuff that we have, so it's not like I had to do something new. We just said, we're going to get him the ball on these cuts.
John, you guys talked all week about the nothing to lose mentality. How much did that help you guys tonight, especially in that 18-2 run?
Well, the biggest thing I've been talking to him about is refuse to lose. Just refuse to lose. And you may run out of time, but refuse to lose. You just keep fighting. Like today, we missed that one free throw. And then we miss a 3 and another 3, and they're making, and again, I'm not saying anything, but whatever we do to teams, they're shooting like 90% from the free throw line. Everybody. It doesn't matter if you shoot 50. You go against us, you shoot 90. But we made the plays down the end. We fouled. The play at halftime made me mad because we were going to let him catch it. And my man, again, I haven't played to do that much. He tried to go get it. And that kid ran and he makes a 3. But it was, it was a hard-fought game for both teams.
Callie, you talked about the refuse to lose mentality. I want to ask you about that energy on the bench. It looked like guys were jumping up and down all throughout the game from the opening tip. Talk about that energy on the bench.
Well, last week, one of the guys said to me, your bench was not into it. And I went on the bus and I just said, guys, this is what somebody in the media says to me. I'm not looking at the bench. I didn't look at the bench today. But I told guys, if you're not going to be into it, don't sit on the bench. Sit in the seats. If you're hurt, sit in the seats. If you're not playing or you're not going to play and you don't want to get into the game, I'm okay. Just sit in, sit in the upper deck. You're not sitting on the bench. And, look, we got everything out ahead of us. And I'll say it again. There are a lot of teams, there are a lot of things that are rooting against us because people don't want to play us in that tournament. I got a good team. I'm just trying to convince them of that. We got to get healthy. Without CJ and Severe, we're on fumes a little bit at the end of a game because I'm playing guys too many minutes. But I called a timeout at one point with 12:08. You understand? I did that to get we just had to get a break for Kaysen, or I had to take him out, and I didn't want to take him out. But we ended up still going home with a timeout. I always like to go home with 1 or 2 in case we need it, or 3 for that matter. But
was that cramps when Kaysen came out there early in the second half? Was
I don't know. I didn't ask him.
It was injury or fatigue?
You have to ask him.
Did he call himself out?
Yeah, he went like that, and I said, "Come on."
Do you have any idea when Xavier or CJ, either one of them, might be back?
I hope Saturday. I haven't practiced, and we're not, we won't go a live practice tomorrow, and then Friday but we'll have to see. And we make no excuses. I mean, no one's reporting, so we might as well not talk about it, that we're playing injured, and we've had guys out. One game in the league, we had 2 starters, Kaysen and Jacob out. Well, Kaysen played like 7-8 minutes, but he was hurt the whole time. And then I didn't play him anymore, so there are no excuses at this time. How many games do we have left? 5 games. That's what we got. We got 5 to go. Who's ready to play? Who's ready to fight? Refuse to lose. Do what you got to do for the team. I had to take one guy out because I said, you're playing for yourself when we're doing a scheme defensively and you choose just to guard your man. You can't be in the game. And then he went back and played well. Yeah, Chris was an all-star today. I was really proud of him. And I had to take him out at half because he turned one over, almost turned another one over with a minute to go, and I took him out. I said, guys, you're fine, but what am I going to let you turn another one over? Just settle down at halftime and come out and play, and he did.
Cal, in so many of the losses this year, free throw shooting has been an issue, but down the stretch, especially the last 7 seconds, you guys go 5 to 6 to the line. Where does that kind of play into the?
It's how you win games. But what did they shoot today, 90? What was it?
Actually shot 73.
73?
They shot 75, they shot 73.
I've had some of the worst free throw shooting teams ever, but they made shots with the last 4 or 5 minutes. So we shoot 80% in that time. Hopefully that's what this team is. Kaysen knocked his down. Oscar went 3 out of 4. Chris made his. So it was a good win.
Chris was 6 of 6.
Yep. Anything else before I go?
The refuse to lose, going back to your UMass days, how
I
much
told
have
them
you
the story.
grinded up in the last 14 years since you've been there?
I haven't at all. But I told them when I was at UMass, Harper Williams got hurt. He was one of our stars. He was our big guy. He got hurt. Now we got no big guys, or we got backup big guys. And we had to go to Rutgers to play. Rutgers in that building, anybody will tell you, it's just a hard place. Tony Barbie shifted over, played some 5. Wasn't happy, but he scored, he did it. We ended up playing and beating them and winning 8 in a row. And I said the whole thing was fight. There are no excuses. Fight. And refusing to lose doesn't mean you win every time. It means you may run out of time, but you're not stopping. You refuse to give up. I'll have to tell you, Mississippi State refused to lose today. You think of it. They tried to extend the game, and I had to foul because I was scared to death they're going to make a 3. And they're not a great three-point shooting team. Someone would bank one against us. It's how the stuff goes. But we got a trip back. Go ahead, last one.
You've coached, games here before. What did you think of,
What did you say?
So you've coached games here before. I guess what have you thought of the environment today? Kind of what
It's always crazy here. You remember this one? I mean, it's been nuts every time we play here. And to get out with a win against a team that's on fire right now was a big deal for us. Thanks, guys. Thanks, ladies.